Elliot Evergreen. Originally from Earth, Elliot is an ordinary young man who, after a mysterious encounter with a deity-like being, finds himself trapped in an eternal cycle of reincarnation. His memories persist across lives, allowing him to remember each past reincarnation's experiences. A night's rebirth. The world shimmered and shifted as Elliot Evergreen's consciousness was yanked from one reality into another. He felt a disorienting rush as his senses were bombarded with new sights, sounds, and sensations. Blinking his eyes open, he found himself in a dimly lit room, swaddled in blankets. The cries of a baby echoed around him, and he realized with a mix of confusion and familiarity that he was a newborn once again. As his infantile mind struggled to make sense of the world, he noticed a tall, armored figure looming over the crib. The man's eyes, a piercing shade of blue, regarded him with a mix of astonishment and pride. It was his father, Sir Cedric Evergreen, a renowned knight in the kingdom of Eldoria.
"Welcome to the world, young Elliot,"
Sir Cedric said, his voice a deep and comforting rumble.
"You'll grow up to be a great knight, just like your father."
And so began Elliot's first life in the medieval fantasy world of Eldoria. His family's castle, perched atop a grassy hill, overlooked a sprawling kingdom filled with bustling villages, dense forests, and a towering castle where the king held court. From his earliest memories, Elliot was surrounded by the clank of armor, the scent of polished steel, and the thrill of tales about knights and chivalry. As he grew, so did his fascination with knighthood. His father taught him the ways of the sword, the code of honor, and the importance of protecting the weak. Elliot embraced these lessons with a zeal that impressed even the most seasoned knights. He dreamt of becoming the greatest knight in Eldoria, renowned for his courage, skill, and unwavering dedication to justice. Years passed, and Elliot's training continued. He participated in jousts, learned to ride a mighty steed, and studied under the kingdom's most esteemed swordsmaster, Sir Alaric. Despite his youth, Elliot's talent was undeniable. But it wasn't just his skill that set him apart. It was his unwavering determination and sense of justice that truly made him special. One fateful day, the kingdom of Eldoria was threatened by a dark force, a horde of marauding bandits led by the notorious Blackthorn, a rogue knight who had turned to a life of pillaging and chaos. The kingdom's defenses were stretched thin, and the people lived in fear. Seeing this as his chance to prove his worth, Elliot, now a strapping young squire, pleaded with his father to allow him to join the knights in defending the realm. Sir Cedric, though apprehensive about his son entering the dangerous fray, saw the fire in Elliot's eyes and finally relented. The battle that followed was epic and chaotic. Knights clashed with bandits, swords clashed with axes, and arrows filled the air. Amidst the chaos, Elliot distinguished himself, showing valor beyond his years. His bravery inspired the other knights, and together they repelled Blackthorn's horde. As the dust settled and the defeated bandits retreated, Elliot stood in the midst of victory, a newfound hero of Eldoria. His father beamed with pride, and the king himself bestowed upon him the coveted title of Sir Elliot Evergreen the Valiant. But even in the midst of this triumph, Elliot couldn't shake the feeling that this world was just another stop on his endless journey of reincarnation. He knew there was more to discover, more to learn, and more lives to live. With a bittersweet smile, he wondered what the next world would hold, and what it would take for him to find his perfect life.